This is the BYD Seal U, and it's a little bit different to the BYD Seal that we've previously reviewed. Most noticeably, it's an SUV rather than a saloon, but also it's not a fully electric car, not yet anyway. However, it does have some electrification. This is the BYD Seal U. You're watching the Done Deal YouTube channel, and here are 8 things you need to know about it. Let's start with the juicy stuff. Prices, and actually you could be quite surprised here, particularly when you begin to see how much spec it comes with as standard. But right now in Ireland there is 2 versions, Boost and Design. Boost, which is actually what we have here, that starts at just over 42,000 euros, and then the Design is a touch over 49,000 euros. Number 2 is that it's a plug-in hybrid, and actually BYD have a little bit of pedigree here because they're well known for being the battery manufacturer with their Blade batteries and having fully electric cars, but they actually produced the first mass production plug-in hybrid all the way back in 2008. Anyway, in this BYD Seal U, there is a 18.3 kilowatt hour battery. Now that translates to about 80 kilometers range, which is very impressive. There will also be a 26 kilowatt hour battery version coming next year, and that's going to have a range of over 100 kilometers on the electricity alone. Obviously there's an engine too with all these, and then hopefully towards the end of next year there will be a full electric version too. But it has to be said, that is pretty good going for a plug-in hybrid. And number 3 is the engines within it. So this Boost version comes with a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder engine. It's phenomenally economical, and actually combined with the electric motor has over 200 brake horsepower. There is also a 1.5 litre turbocharged one, and that has 319 brake horsepower when it's paired with the electric motor. And as I said, it's very efficient. Following on from that, the spec in these is pretty crazy, and I would actually advise going to a BYD dealership if you want to know the individual differences between the Boost and the Design. However, here in the Boost, 2 wireless chargers, you've got heated and cooled seats, panoramic sunroof. It is really insane. But I'm going to quickly take off my coat and let's go for a drive. So to drive, well, it is a lovely car to spend some time in. It's extremely quiet, very, very smooth on the road. And what's more is you have different driving modes. You can drive it in hybrid, electric mode, or pure EV. And actually around town, you should be able to do about 80% of your driving in pure electric mode, which is very efficient, but also very quiet, calm. And that makes a big, big difference when you're spending a lot of time in the car. It also has some brilliant driving aids. So when you're out on the open road, it has lane keep assist, which does a phenomenal job of keeping you centered in the lane, and also adaptive cruise control. So it just makes long drives a lot easier. And actually when you are around town, it has a brilliant 360 camera. So when you're getting into those tight parking spots, it is an absolute cinch. Now what is quite interesting is how well it all pairs together. There's no way you just heard, but the engine just turned on. And so it generally operates as essentially a generator. However, it can also power the wheels directly if you need to. It's over 200 horsepower. However, truth be told, it's not very quick. It's a little bit of a heavy vehicle, and it's just not designed to be fast, but rather to be very, very efficient. But as a whole, it is a lovely car to drive, easy on the open roads, and actually for its size is pretty pleasant to live with around town. It has a brilliant turning circle, and as we mentioned, the cameras are phenomenal. As far as the interior, it is lovely and there's tons of space for rear passengers, but I want to focus in here in the cockpit because that's probably where you're going to spend most of your time. And there's loads of storage in here. There's also some drink holders down here in the door bins, extra storage under here. As we mentioned, 2 wireless chargers, which is really handy. Also, this gear shifter, it looks like it's straight out of something that starts with V and ends in Volkswagen, but it is quite good. Then you've got your 15.6 inch screen, which can twist as well, which is really nice. You've got mood lighting, some nice stitching. The seats are really comfortable. I don't like the steering wheel as much as the ordinary saloon seat. I think that had a bit more of a McLaren kind of vibe to it, which is quite nice. But this does have everything you need on your left hand side, all your driving features, on your right hand side, everything to do with your music and your phone. You've also got a digital display up ahead, which can be kind of customized as you please. Couple really cool things I liked. The other morning I got into it and I had to blast the front windscreen to demist it, and then I went to make a phone call through Apple CarPlay, and it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, And when I did, it said we're going to lower the blower so that you can have a proper phone call. I just think that's a really nice touch. But as a whole, a lovely place to sit and really, really comfortable. Next up is the boot, and in here behind the electric tailgate is a 425 litre boot. So it's not exactly class leading when it comes to plug-in hybrid SUVs, but it is pretty spacious. You can see there's a tiny bit of storage in there, but really you've just got a tyre repair kit and a pump. And then your chargers actually sit up here. And to be honest, you probably leave those chargers at home, and then you have a lovely little adjustable load cover there. So the seats also fold in a 60/40 split. It is quite practical as a boot, good shape, just not the world's biggest. And last but not least is the rear, and actually it is really comfortable back here. There's a lovely kind of sponge on this seat that just makes it a very comfortable place to sit. Tons of knee room, pretty good headroom, especially considering you've got a panoramic sunroof. Sometimes those can actually eat into headspace. And then also on top of that, you've got 2 USB-C charging points down there and a little armrest with drink holders. Another thing I actually didn't mention is ISOFIX points. There's 2 here in the rear and actually 1 in the passenger seat in the front, which is really great to have. So as a whole, the Seal U, it offers a brilliant package, particularly for someone who's not willing to take that punt to go fully electric, and particularly when the new larger battery one comes and you're gonna be able to go 100 kilometers on electricity alone. You'll almost never use the petrol engine, which is fantastic. And it is just really bridging that gap between combustion and electric. And I do think it's certainly worth going down and taking one for a test drive. So if you'd like to search for BYDs for sale in Ireland, you can hit the link up there. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.